Hey everyone, and welcome to my video where we're going to be going over the head element within our HTML document. So let's go ahead and get started. So what the head element is used for is to contain metadata for your HTML document. So the metadata is not actually displayed to the user, but it's there to tell the browser and search engines kind of like what your website is about and things like that. And as you can see, the head element is placed right here, right before the body element, but inside the HTML element. So as you can see, I have the title element within the head element, right? And what the title is, we've already gone over this, but just as review, is it sets the title of your web page up here. So like, let's say that I did changed title and then save this and then refresh, you can see that it changes it over here. And it's a good idea to have a good title for your page because this improves your search engine optimization. So what search engine optimization is, or SEO, is essentially your ranking within other web pages that are similar to your web page. So for instance, if your web page was a very popular web page and it was very descriptive on what your web page did within this, this head element, you would get more views and it would rank you, let's say on Google, number one on Google for views. So then when someone searches something that is related to what your web page is about, it would show up as number one. Whereas if you didn't have a good title or a good, meta description or anything like that, it might not show as number one. It might show on page 20 instead. So then no one would see it. So it's a good idea to have a good thought behind what you put in the head element. Another thing that goes in the head element is style. So let's say that you have a div here, and you want it to say anything with div, give it the background color of red. So you can have and then hello world. So you can have, style here in the head as well. Another thing that you could do is have, so instead of style, you could have the link element. And you can say that this is a style sheet and href equals style page. Let's do page style.css. And what this link element does is it provides an external styling sheet for your page, which we'll go over more in future videos. Now, another thing that you can put in here is meta tags or meta elements. So meta elements, there's a whole bunch of them. So typically it starts with, meta and then name and then the meta type. So for instance, what is your website about? Let's say, keywords, right? And then it contains the keywords for my web page are HTML tutorial, or maybe HTML, then tutorial, and then HTML tutorial, CSS, JavaScript, I don't know, things like this. So that's one thing that you could do. Another thing that you could do is meta and then name and then description and then write a description about what your page is all about. And again, this helps with search engine optimization for Google and other search engines. So you would write a description here for your website. So like this website is about teaching HTML to other people, right? And then there's also a meta tag called author. And then you would just put who wrote it. Another meta tag that you could do is meta and then HTTP equiv equals refresh and then content 30. And so what this does is it will refresh my page every 30 seconds. So let's actually change this to every 3 seconds. And let's just refresh. Maybe if we highlight. You can see that every 3 seconds it's refreshing my page. And another thing that you can do is add the meta tag of viewport. So for example, let's just create a whole bunch of hello worlds here. Okay. And now let's also add an image. Where's my smiley face? There it is. And save. Okay, let's refresh that. And now let's see what this would look like on a smaller device. So this is what it would look like on a smaller device. So let's keep this in mind. So now let's add the meta tag called viewport. So first meta, and then the name viewport. And then for the content, we say that we want the width of our stuff to equal the device's width that's currently viewing our web page. And then that the initial scale is 1 of whatever the user views. So let's refresh, and you can see now that it looks a little bit different. So let's move this a little bit, and then let's take this off, and let's see how this looks. And you can see that it looks a little weird when the viewport isn't set. So this helps like mobile users if you have this viewport on here. And it will make your website more mobile friendly. And last but not least, the other thing that you can put in the head of your web page is a script. So this is used for JavaScript. So you would put script tags just like style. Don't confuse them though. And here you can put a whole bunch of JavaScript. So, you know, if I wanted to have an alert pop up, come up, hello world, I can. So let's get out of this view, and I'm just going to refresh my page. You can see that because I added the script, I was able to put an alert that says hello world when I refresh a page. If I don't put script, and again, this is JavaScript, so we'll learn a little more about this in future videos. But say I don't put script in there and I refresh the page, you can see nothing happens. So anyway, I hope that this video helped. If it did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. All right, everyone. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.